I was hired to prove a husband was cheating. The GPS tracker led me to his wife's grave every single night. I'm a private investigator. Most people think that means gunfights and car chases. It doesn't. 90% of my work is proving someone is cheating. This case seemed no different. A woman named Melissa hired me to investigate her husband, Daniel. "We've been married for 4 years," she said. "He leaves the house every night at exactly 9:30. He comes home around midnight. He won't tell me where he goes. I think he's seeing someone." She slid a photograph across the table. Daniel looked like the most ordinary man in the world. School teacher, 38, no criminal record, no financial problems, nothing unusual. Those are usually the hardest cases. People who cheat often look perfectly normal. I placed a GPS tracker on his car. The first night, he drove across town. I expected a hotel or another woman's apartment. Instead, he stopped at a cemetery. For nearly 3 hours, he never got out of the car. The second night, same cemetery. The third, the same, every single night. Always the same parking spot, always 3 hours. Melissa refused to believe me. "He's probably meeting someone there." I didn't argue. Instead, I continued watching. On the 6th night, I parked closer. At exactly 9:45, Daniel stepped out of his car. He carried fresh white lilies. He walked slowly through the cemetery until he stopped in front of one grave. He sat on the grass and started talking, not on the phone, to the headstone. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I watched him cry. Grown men rarely fake crying, especially when nobody is watching. I waited until he left. Then I walked over. The headstone read, "Emily Carter, beloved wife. 1988-2020. I froze. Wife. Daniel's current wife was Melissa. Who was Emily? The next morning, I searched public records. Emily Carter had indeed been married to Daniel Brooks. She died 4 years earlier in a drunk driving accident, exactly 6 months before Melissa met him. That didn't make sense. Daniel had only been married once. Or so Melissa claimed. Then came the first twist. I requested their marriage certificate. Daniel had never lied. Melissa wasn't legally his wife. They'd held a wedding ceremony, but never filed the paperwork. Legally, Emily was still the last woman he had ever married. I met Melissa again. She looked genuinely shocked. "I had no idea." Then she admitted something. Daniel had insisted on a private ceremony, no government paperwork. He always found excuses. She assumed he'd eventually take care of it. He never did. Now I had more questions than answers. I decided to confront Daniel. Instead of denying anything, he invited me inside. I knew someone was following me. He poured 2 cups of coffee, then quietly told me the truth. Emily hadn't died instantly. She spent 3 weeks in intensive care. During those weeks, Daniel promised her one thing. "I'll never let anyone replace you." After Emily passed away, he spent years alone. Eventually, he met Melissa. He genuinely fell in love again, but every time he tried to officially marry her, he felt like he was breaking his promise. So he kept delaying it, not because he didn't love Melissa, because guilt controlled every decision he made. Then came the second twist. Melissa wasn't the one who hired me. She wasn't even my real client. Daniel was. My stomach dropped. "What?" He smiled sadly. "I hired you through a third party. I knew Melissa deserved the truth. I couldn't tell her myself." He wanted someone else to uncover his secret, because he couldn't bear disappointing her. That evening, I met Melissa one last time. I showed her everything. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She simply asked, "Does he love me?" "I think he does." "Then why couldn't he choose me?" I didn't have an answer. A week later, Melissa asked Daniel to meet her at the cemetery. I watched from a distance. She placed a bouquet beside Emily's grave. Then she said something I'll never forget. "I'm not asking you to forget her. I'm asking you to stop punishing yourself for surviving." Daniel broke down, for the first time in years. He finally admitted he needed therapy. 6 months later, I received a wedding invitation. Not their first wedding, their legal one. This time, there was a marriage certificate. Emily's parents attended. They even hugged Melissa. Her mother whispered, "Emily would have wanted him to be happy." Sometimes people don't cheat because they stop loving someone. Sometimes they stop living because they can't let go. As investigators, we're taught to follow evidence. This case reminded me something even more important. Not every secret hides betrayal. Sometimes it hides unbearable grief. What would you have done if you discovered your spouse's nightly, secret meetings were actually visits to their late spouse's grave? Do you think Melissa was right to stay, or should she have walked away? Comment below what you think.